You're watching Vagabrothers, we're in Wales, and this is the world's fastest zip line. Good morning, Vagabuddies. Welcome back to Vagabrothers. It's day 3 of our exploration in Wales, and today we're surrounded by snow-capped mountains and waterfalls in Snowdonia National Park.
Mount Snowdon is right behind us. It's the biggest mountain in Wales. It's the second biggest in the UK. And this whole area used to be historically slate mining, but it's recently been rebranded as Adventure Capital of Wales.
So we're gonna find out why in this episode. Stay tuned. The way this thing works is that we are in an old slate mine, and Wales was one of the regions in the UK that produced a lot of slate, a lot of coal. There's a lot of mining in the mountains here, and this is an old slate mine.
I'm having deja vu. This reminds me a lot of our trip last year to Northern England in the Lakes District, because we were at Honister Slate Mine, which I think is the last working mine in the UK. Now, obviously, when mining, the mining industry kind of declined here in the UK, it caused a lot of unemployment and a lot of different shifts in the economy. So this is an interesting way to see how they're turning something that once was heavy industry into tourism.
So we were just sitting here looking at the setup and watching these people go down on this little small zip line here, and we're like, dude, there's no way that could be like the world's fastest zip line. You can't get going fast enough.
You totally thought it was.
And then we realized that you just take the zip line, the first one, like a warm-up zip line, down, and then you hop in a truck from there, and then you drive all the way up this mountain to up there. We have to put on these little jackets, like flak jackets, and then we're gonna put on a harness because we're gonna be hanging head first when we go down this. It's gonna be insane. Number 1 down, warm up done. Just arriving now to the top. It's called the Big Zipper. That Big Zipper, man.
There's like a soft landing, you know, if you fall off into the water.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't even know if I enjoy these things. Why do I do it?
You ready, Mark?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Crazy fast.
We've hopped back into the car, and now we're driving off to another Zip World adventure. But honestly, that zip line was amazing. I think that's the closest you can get to wingsuiting without jumping out of an airplane or off of a cliff or whatever.
For all the anticipation, it was less scary than it seemed, because once you got past the ground below you, you kind of lost perspective how fast you were going. It opened up over the water and you're able just to enjoy it. Next, we're going to go to Bounce Below, which is a really interesting amusement park that is built into the underground caverns of a former slate mine.
The scenery in this valley is incredible. We're driving up this huge kind of U-shaped glacial valley. The tips of the peaks are covered in snow. There's waterfalls cascading down into the bottom of the valley, and we're on this twisty, turny road that just hugs the cliffside all the way up and over into the next valley. All right, so we have zipped over to a different slate mine, and this one's got a thing called Bounce Below, which I think is like a bunch of trampolines in this underground cavern that used to be a slate mine. So this should be fun. In certain respects, this is kind of similar to what miners would have had to do. They'd put on a hard hat, they'd eat a sausage roll, they would walk or take a train down into the cavern and start mining.
Mining was extremely dangerous. They would go 500 meters down underground, and then once you started working, which usually started in your early teens, you'd work your whole life. It was extremely dangerous. If they didn't die from explosions or from gases, oftentimes a runaway cart could end your life in a second.
Now, if you get triple bounced, you could end your life in a second. Best thing about bouncing down here?
It's in a cave, so it's amazing, and it's different and it's unique.
This is what it must be like to be a kangaroo.
Oh, I'm tired. This is exhausting.
All right, guys, so we have journeyed down into this little gully, and we're in this beautiful forest, and we've met up with Richard, who's gonna take us foraging.
Hi guys.
What's going on, Richard? Where are we?
We're on the edge of Glencanog Forest. We're just outside the market town of Griffin.
So you're from Cornwall originally. Why come here and why get into foraging?
There aren't any mountains in Cornwall for a start, but the foraging thing started down there with my family, and it's just something that's always been part of my life. But Wales is such a fantastic climate for foraging.
Can you tell us about how foraging has evolved in terms of restaurants and the culinary scene in general?
Well, there was a first foraging revolution back in the 70s when people really started to pick up on the idea of living off the land, and I don't know, it was like the post-hippie movement that's really started that. And it really kick-started this desire to go out and find wild things to eat and to have a greater connection with our food. We work with people to take them out, show them how to gather wild food safely, legally, ethically.
Just walked down this path for about a quarter of a mile, and we've already found something to add to the list. What do we have here, Richard?
So we've got some wild garlic down here. This is really common at this time of year. It's really easy to find. It's perfectly safe to eat, but there's a lot you can do with it.
Does it bear any resemblance to our non-wild garlic?
So it's Allium ursinum is the Latin name. It's an onion. It looks more like spring onion with longer leaves, but the scent is really intense.
That is incredible though. It smells exactly like garlic.
It is garlic.
It's wild garlic. With this, you could just chop it and chuck it on top of a pizza or something, and you'd get the same flavor as garlic.
Or a soup or something like that. It's works actually quite well with stinging nettle in a soup, believe it or not.
Stinging nettle?
Yeah, you can eat that as well.
Really?
All right, so we found the next little batch. What's this one?
So this one is opposite-leaved golden saxifrage.
That's quite a tongue twister. All right, let's take a look at it.
This is like it's like a salad plant. So it's strange, but it tastes a little bit hairy. There's a weird texture going on with it.
Oh, yeah, as it goes down your throat, it feels like you just ate a mothball. But it tastes good. Cucumber pepper mix.
Richard here has a pan and some olive oil, so we're just gonna pan fry these mushrooms, a little bit of wild garlic, have ourselves a nice little Welsh natural feast.
There we go.
Welcome to Chef's Table, Season 4. Looks good. It's good. But you can just tell that you got good ingredients. You don't need too much to make it taste delicious. Well guys, thanks for watching. That was a super fun day. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Vagabrothers. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you get an update every time we publish a cool travel video.
Make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the whales series. We got a lot more adventures coming at you. In the meantime, stay curious, keep exploring, and we will see you vagabuddies on the road. Peace!